Brothers and sisters, in the face of many tragedies, there's always a new movement. And I've never seen one that I want to be more a part of than this. 23 ways you can be killed, murdered in America, being black. It's no longer necessary to say that, well, it's not true, you people you just talking loud. No, reality is there to see in your face. I'm sitting here today and I understand something, brothers and sisters, at 8:28. As being a writer and a person who did a new form of diary, is that many times you have to find your resources where you find them. And today I saw something that blew my mind. Imagine people with money, power, are doing a simple thing, standing up for their fellow man. 23 ways you can be killed. God bless Alicia Keys and the gang.
Failing to signal a lane change. Riding in your girlfriend's car with a child in the back. Running to the bathroom in your own apartment. Selling cigarettes outside of a corner store. Riding on a commuter train. Walking home with a friend. Making eye contact. Selling CDs. Wearing a hoodie. Walking away from police. Walking toward police. Missing a front license plate. Holding a fake gun in the park in Ohio. Driving with a broken brake light. Sitting in your car on the passenger. Walking up the stairwell of your apartment building. Calling for help at the You know what? Guys, good. Calling for help at the
There was my son going off to work.
Holding a fake
And I'd
gun.
asked that question when he was going to work, is
On the way
we live in
to
Harlem.
Bible study.
It's not a chance of him being murdered in the street like that.
Holding a fake gun in Walmart.
Shit can happen. But like this, no way.
Holding a wallet.
If we take an uncivilized country
For attending a
and things like
birthday
this to happen at, there's no civilized country in the world could this happen at.
party.
Imagine.
Absolutely nothing.
We're doing absolutely nothing. That everyday action can be seen as a reason to die for.
Movement.com to tell President Obama and Congress that the times are changed now. We demand radical transformation to heal a long history of systemic racism so that all Americans have the equal right to live and to pursue happiness. Amen.
We are. It doesn't matter who you are. You have to understand the power. Who gave them the power to do that? We can talk about a change and we can talk about radical change and the rest. But until you can't get to the highest halls of justice, you're never going to get nothing. Barack Obama can't do nothing. You can tell Barack. Barack can't pour piss out of a boot with directions on the bottle as long as your hands are tied by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court gave them a right to murder your ass. And you know why? Listen.
Was Tennessee versus Garner.
Just listen
the
for a
other,
second.
Graham versus Connor, explained when cops can use deadly force.
They didn't say
In the
they
Garner
got
case,
pigs.
Memphis police shot 15-year-old Edward Garner when he was trying to climb a fence after escaping from a home burglary. He was unarmed. All he had, $10 and a purse he had taken from the home. In finding that it was wrong to kill the teen, the Supreme Court said, where the suspect poses no immediate threat to the officer and no threat to others, the harm resulting from failing to apprehend him does not justify the use of deadly force to do so. In 1989, the Supreme Court further clarified the law in
Man,
Graham
you should have did
versus
this guy,
Connor.
man.
In that case, DeThorne Graham, a diabetic, went into a convenience store to get orange juice because he felt the onset of an insulin attack. But when he got into that convenience store, he saw the long line. He then quickly exited. A police officer saw him, thought that his exit from that convenience store was suspicious, and proceeded to follow him and stop him. Other backup officers arrived and slammed Graham's head onto the police car hood. Graham received several injuries and sued, and the case made it all the way to the Supreme Court. There, the Supreme Court found that the officers' actions were justified. Why? Because the officers reasonably believed that the force that they used was necessary to prevent or detect a crime in progress. The law entrusts the decision as to when to use deadly force on the officer, and then courts determine whether or not the officer's actions were reasonable, right then and there at the scene, not in hindsight. The 37-year-old man was shot.
So in other words, your word against their word. And when you see the story they tell about this man now, it's shameful. But I had a play-by-play and I had a ringside seat of the whole murder. You see the policemen with their gun and what they did and how they did, but they lie because they don't believe that you people out there even care. They don't believe that you care. Why? Because you didn't take time to watch, and many of you still don't care. Many of you still don't care. Is this justifiable?
President Barack Obama. You know, it's terrorism is.
I too would ask President Obama, were you blind? Look at this. I would say something else, but I won't. But I'm just a little tired now. I am more than tired. But you got something called this outright murder. Outright murder. You see his gun in this man's hand.
Trying to pick up guns, brothers.
Look at his gun. How can that man? We saw a gun in his. We saw a butt of a gun. He was trying to reach for his gun, and the only way we could stop him, we had to blow his head off. I don't want to go there anymore. Misha, you got a name, girl. Use it. Use it.